everyone, it's Cara. I'm back with another art journal process video. In this one, I'm in my Canson Art Book 1, which is a very nice size. It's roughly A4, so when I print images from Collage Soup or from my own Etsy and just print them on A4, they fit perfectly into this journal, so that's why I really like this journal. The paper in it is quite nice. It's pure white. As you can see on this page, I have added a layer of tissue paper. It's a Paper Artsy tissue paper. I'll try and put the exact pack in the description for you because I'm not sure which pack I grabbed this from, but I've probably got it written down somewhere. That steampunk image, the face that you saw at the beginning of the video, that is an image from Collage Soup. Again, because I buy ebooks, I'm not really sure which one I've printed that from, but if I can find which one it's from, I will pop that in the description when I put this up. All I'm doing at the moment is smushing myself some paint. I've used Van Dyck Brown, yellow ochre, and a little bit of white there mixed together. I'm trying to get that kind of distressed, vintagey, grungy look that's on that piece of paper and copy that onto my background so that they blend really nicely. So I am spritzing my page first to help the paint blend well, and I am also using a wet-ish brush. So I do put my brush in the water and then I just dab it off a little bit on a bit of kitchen roll before smearing the paint with it. And I'm not worried about mixing those colours. That is what I want to do. So I'm just mixing them together with my paintbrush as I pop them onto the page. Then I do dry that bottom layer because I want to add more layers. So now what I'm doing is using a sponge to add some of that dark brown. So it's called Van Dyck Brown. It's a Faber Castell acrylic. And I'm just adding that onto some bubble wrap. This gives great texture. So just sponge it on or paint it on with a paintbrush and then print the bubble wrap, and it gives this amazing like broken dots, which I really, really like, and especially on a grungy page like this. This stencil is a 12 by 12 stencil that I got from Temu in the UK. I love the like coffee rings, I'm going to call them, and those other patterns on this are like sort of broken shapes. So I've also got it in 6 by 6, which is this one I'm using now. And I'm just using a variety of the circles, you know, the coffee splatter circles in 3 to 4 places on my page. In fact, 5 places. I was thinking I normally use odd numbers. So yeah, I've used 3 places for the big circles. Then I've added a couple of little circles to give me the 5. Now I'm just using my black acrylic, again with just a cheap makeup sponge from the pound shop or Amazon, wherever you can get them from, on that kind of broken square pattern in the same stencil. So I'm just adding that in those 3 places to give a little bit more depth to my backing paper. Obviously the tissue paper has got a lot on it already, but I do like to add a bit of stenciling, a bit of stamping if I can. So now I've grabbed out this broken line stencil. This is a very old stencil. I'm pretty sure it came from Joann's or Michael's or somewhere in America. I bought a pack of them and I remember because they're on a ring. And so that's what that sort of hole is in the top. I took them off the ring for traveling. So that's how I remember those ones are from there. I'm just adding those in white just to break up the black and brown a little bit and bring a bit more light back into my page. Again, in those 3 places. So I've grabbed out now some stamps. These are a background building set of stamps, and I've just added it to a store card because I don't have a small acrylic block here, and a store card works perfectly well. So I just grab a few of the different builder stamps that are a bit grungy, a bit broken up patterns, and add those into my 3 sort of areas where I've done the previous stenciling. and then a few more kind of ghost stamps around the page. If you don't know what a ghost stamp is, that is basically you ink up your stamp, you use it once, which is your original stamping, and then any other stamps from that before re-inking are called ghost stamps. So it just gives you a lighter imprint on your page. Now I'm doing exactly the same with this script stamp. I like to add a little bit of script into the backgrounds of my artworks, and this script stamp is perfect for that. It's very small scripty writing, and yeah, again, I use it full on and in ghost stamping kind of mode. And then because I've got some black paint left on my palette, I just add a tiny little bit of water to that and use it to give myself some splatter. Again, splatter's a thing that I love on my pages, and on a grungy page, I just think it looks amazing. So I am using the hairdryer to slightly dry it, but also slightly move that paint around. Because it's quite wet, it's given me some kind of unique splatter bits. I don't really know how to describe it, but where the paint is wet and the heat tool moves it, it kind of makes lovely little lines across the page. You probably see in the close-ups at the end. Then I'm just grabbing my image. As I said, it is from Collage Soup, but I'm not really sure which one. I've printed this out, so it's not Robo Tropica, which has some of these kind of images in it. So sorry that I'm not really sure which one that is. And then I'm adding a little bit of stenciling over that image to help pull that into the background. So just where the stenciling seems to be finishing because I've stuck the image down, I'm just going over it to make that look cohesive and like it's part of the page rather than stuck on top of the page. So just add a little bit more of that bubble wrap, a little more of that sort of coffee cup stain, and the black broken stenciling as well. Now what I'm doing is I've just got that Van Dyke brown and a little bit of white on my sponge, and I'm just sponging around that sort of outside edge of the paper just so that it blends again a little bit more. Then with my Stabilo All pencil, I'm redrawing the rest of those elements at the bottom there. You can see the circle, and I've redrawn the shoulders to make them come down to the bottom of the page. Then I use my Stabilo All just to outline some of this figure as well. I find it makes the focal point pop from the page, and also if it doesn't quite meet the edges of the page, I can again extend it like I did at the bottom to make it look like it fits on my page rather than it's on top. I want it to be incorporated into my page. I'm activating the Stabilo All pencil just with a tiny bit of water. Just softens the lines and allows me to make it a little bit darker, a little bit smudgy. And again, that ties in with that kind of grungy look that I want for this page. And I just do that around the whole of the figure. So I think that brings, as you can see, a really nice kind of shadowy effect around my steampunk woman. And I'm not going around the edge of the paper, I'm just going around the edge of the image. So again, the image looks like it's separated from some of that backing paper that was already on the image. When I've got a face or a figure, I like to highlight the whites of the eyes. So this is me doing just that with my Uniball pen. Can't remember the name of it now. I think it's the Uniball Signo. Uniball Signo, that's what it is. And I also just add a few highlights to the steampunk cogs that are on that picture. Again, just where the highlights were, I'm just making that bit brighter. Now I've grabbed out my archival ink pad in black, and I've got these little sponge brushes, I suppose. They're blending brushes. And I'm just going to go all around that figure to give that haze of darkness around the edge and around the edge of my page, so that it's kind of framed it with like a hazy-ish border. And now I'm just using my craft knife to cut off the excess tissue paper, because it was slightly bigger than the page. I left it there to help protect the pages beneath, but now I'm cutting it off so that I get my pages have a lovely border. And I've already done the black with the blending brush, so they've got kind of that hazy black around as well. But I just do the edges of the pages again so that there's not that stark white line at the edge of my page, and just make sure my corners are stuck down. Corners for me always seem to need that extra little bit of glue, so just using my glue stick there, I just add a little bit more so that they are adhered properly. After doing the black splatter, I decided I need some white, and I've got white paint on my palette. So again, I've just added a tiny little bit of water to that to do some finishing splatter. And then you can probably see all that splatter and all that stencil goodness there in the close-ups. So thanks for watching this video today. I hope you liked my steampunk woman. Please give it a thumbs up if you can, and also subscribe to my channel. That'd be amazing. I'd really appreciate it. And yeah, I will see you again Friday at 5 for your Friday art escape. Until then, enjoy your weekend, and I hope you have a lovely week too. Thanks for watching, and goodbye. Bye.